What up? What up? S&M Hit Squad. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Today we got Jay-Z in the news. Uh-oh.
Goodness gracious.
Uh-oh.
You know, I've watched people say, like, he's up next on the chopping block. Because he was so close to Diddy.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, deep down inside, I'm hoping and praying that wouldn't have happened to Jay-Z.
Well, when they said it's a A-list celebrity name that's mentioned
in the lawsuit,
it was like, who else could it be?
I know, right?
You know, who else but Jay-Z? They were so close for so many years.
That's why you have to be careful of the company you keep.
Yes. And
because even if you aren't doing those things, if you're around, it's like you are doing them in a way. So you have to be careful with the company you keep. And oh my goodness, I just pray for the children who are involved. They both have daughters.
Yes. And his daughter is about that age, right?
Yes.
So she's thinking in her mind, like, Dad, why is this even coming up?
Absolutely.
Now, we do know he was with Foxy Brown.
Yeah.
We do know he was with Aaliyah.
Yeah, and they were young girls at the time.
And when he met Beyonce, 17.
Well, they say, I think she tries to say, they say that she was 18, but
he's well in his 30s.
And wow.
So now it make me think, like, is grown men out here looking at my daughter? Because our daughter is 14 years old.
Yes,
it's
they
like,
are.
You know,
yes,
like you know, do I have
when
to
I was a teenage girl, guys, older guys, men, they weren't, trying to approach me. So there's a lot of that going on.
Okay, so the allegations are 13-year-old was at the VMAs. I don't know how she's there. Where's her parents? I don't know why she's even close to the VMAs at this 13. Age. At 13.
Something sounds fishy about this.
Something definitely.
But I'm not going to say
fishy.
that the girl is lying because time will tell.
Okay,
but it just sounds fishy.
Mr. Jay-Z already lawyered up. His name is Mr. Busby, I believe. I think he did this big lawsuit and he won with the BP oil or something like that was going on. But he's a powerful lawyer. And he's defending Jay-Z. Now, this is really deep because he might have to go to jail and post bail.
You think so?
I mean,
I don't understand why they wouldn't have charged him on his own. Why is he coming up in the Diddy lawsuit? Like, why doesn't he have his own?
First of all, as a civil suit, they trying to get money.
That's why I said it sounds fishy.
Yeah, they want the money.
Because if someone is accusing him of rape, he should be charged on his own,
Exactly.
Not under Diddy's lawsuit.
And for the simple fact that, this is 24 years ago, and the accuser is Jane Doe. She don't want her name out there.
Oh, my goodness.
So that's another, red flag.
It's like, why wait?
I have no idea.
Why wait 24 years?
That's a good question. Why wait? Why not do it in the first month?
It's like everyone wants to be a part of this money scheme.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like somebody's being greedy. I know there are
victims. I know Diddy is a monster. That's what I do know. We have the proof.
But can this girl be... No, I'm not going to say Foxy Brown because,
Wow, is it Foxy Brown?
I don't
know.
The
rapper Foxy Brown?
I don't know. It's like, what's going on here, Jay?
What happened to her? It's like she just fell off the scene.
Yeah, and Jay-Z is very powerful. It's like this person wants to hide behind a civil suit. So we're going to go into a couple of videos, guys. Welcome, everybody. If you just came in, we just got caught up. Let me see who's in the building. Just got caught up in this, guys. This is a mess, and I want you guys to let us know what you think. Let me see. We should be live.
Welcome, good old country girl. Welcome, Mr. Red Jack.
Okay, we got 39 in the building.
All right, y'all. Praying for all the children. We are as well. This is a oh my God,
this
is a tragedy.
This is
heartbreaking. Can you imagine those young girls?
Yes.
Even though he has sons as well, but their daughters, it's like, oh my goodness.
It's like, Dad.
Dad, you did this to girls
why
who are like
your
me?
Name coming up, and the whole time, the what's her name? His daughter.
Welcome, Sandra Lynn.
I forgot his daughter name.
Welcome, Diane. Welcome, guys.
But she might be looking like, Dad, I know you're not a predator like Diddy.
You know Blue Ivy.
Blue Ivy, that's her name. Blue Ivy.
She's in the new Lion King movie. She's just starting her career, and it's like, wow. And to have her father be accused of something like this, it makes the family look bad.
This really put a bad look on the whole Carter family.
Yes.
I can only,
and her career.
Think
she's just starting out.
What is Beyonce? What is on her mind?
Oh, and Beyonce.
Because she's a big celebrity. She's like, my husband?
And they're a private family. So for something like this to come out, it's like,
I think
the crap is hitting the fan.
I think this would break that family up.
I don't know, but I know the crap is hitting the fan. You can only hide from something for so long before the truth comes out. And it's like us, the fans, we knew that there was something going on, but we just couldn't pinpoint it because of the NDAs, that they make people sign and everything. So people were like sworn to secrecy hanging around these celebrities.
Wow.
And now it's like the crap is hitting the fan.
It's like they're going down one by one. We all see. They're going down one by one.
Powerful men fall down.
And it's like, man, this is so deep.
Hollywood is crumbling.
Even if, he beat the charge, it still put like a dent in Jay-Z, everything that he was about. And his family. It's going to put his family in shambles.
Goodness, 13?
He can't sleep. His wife can't sleep.
13-year-old girl.
Come on, Jay.
13.
Come on, Jay.
What in the world could a 13-year-old girl do for you? And you have all this money. You're a billionaire. Back then, he was a multi-millionaire back then.
He's a billionaire.
And any woman, he probably could have gotten any woman over 18 to do whatever. Why 13?
But
can we get into this lawsuit?
Let's go ahead and get into the videos, guys. We're going to get our information. Let's do our due diligence. And, we're not going to jump the gun. We don't know what's going to happen. But we know he might be hung out to dry.
Okay, Mr. Redjack says, too much money invested for them to divorce. Absolutely. Wow, well, that's you're billions right, Mr. Redjack. Of dollars.
You're right.
And that, in the family.
Yeah.
Wow. Hollywood, absolutely, Miss Renee. Welcome.
Appreciate our mom squad being here.
Welcome, James. Wow, always thought Jay-Z was dodgy.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow.
This has been the worst kept secret for years.
Welcome, Consuelo Salas.
Whoa, Nelly, man. I'm like, wow. I'm like, yep.
Wow.
This is definitely some crazy stuff.
Consuelo said, if I'm correct, Diddy is also accused of raping this girl.
Oh, yeah, they did it together.
Wow. I can't understand her waiting till now to come forward because she didn't feel safe till now.
That's the part that gets me.
Oh, you said you can understand. I'm sorry.
Why wait so long to come out?
Because she feels safer now because there's a highlight on it. Instead of her being the initiator, someone else. And thanks to Cassie.
Yeah, but it's so much time, and you lose evidence. It's hard to prove. You gotta. It's like you gotta catch it in a timing.
I don't know, but I am so ready.
She was 13, 24 years ago.
This lawsuit. Can we tune in? Can we watch the video? 40. All
right, here we go, guys. Let's get into the first video. Let's see what we got. First video.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Now this is
welcome.
Jay-Z claims lawsuit accusing him of rape is extortion. Let's see.
Let's bring into the conversation right now someone who's been following this story all weekend, of course, legal affairs.
Wait. Let's go.
Here we
back.
go.
Hello.
We got to get into this, guys. This is so deep.
All right, guys.
Here we go. Let's see what they're saying. Here we go.
There's journalist Megan Cuniff. She joins me. Megan, good to see you. You know, you and I have talked so much about the Diddy saga. And I think I ask you every time, you know, what other famous people could possibly be swept up in it? And now we have a name, Jay-Z, over the weekend. Did you see this coming?
I think we were all waiting for some other celebrity names to be dropped in the civil cases. I think the criminal case is a different matter, whether we'll see other celebrities charged in there. But if we were to believe Tony Busby, we all should have seen something like this coming, because he said that other powerful people would be named and exposed when he made his announcement that he was going to be filing a lot of lawsuits. So I think this has just been a matter of time. There also was an indication that something was up in the last couple of weeks when the lawsuit was filed against Tony Busby in Los Angeles alleging extortion. It did not name Jay-Z, but it said on behalf of an anonymous celebrity. It was filed by Quinn Emanuel, which is a law firm that does a lot of work with Jay-Z.
All right. So to your point, I mean, this has been somewhat in the works for some time now, being made public here. I want to put up your tweet today with a screen grab there of a page of the suit. You're saying there it names Jay-Z as a defendant, and it accuses both Jay-Z and Diddy of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000. It was filed by attorney Tony Busby, and Jay-Z has accused Busby of extortion. Now, what grounds are Jay-Z's attorneys claiming the judge should throw out the lawsuit here? Do they have a case?
They have a much better case to get an order saying that the plaintiff needs to identify herself. And they've also requested in this motion that they either want her to identify herself or for the allegations to be dismissed.
Why not?
I think the case law favors her identifying herself through an amended complaint or something like that. We've seen that same litigation in other lawsuits that have been filed against Diddy. So this is the same type of motion actually that Busby has filed in other cases seeking to proceed anonymously. And the judge in this case actually did already allow it back in November. When the initial lawsuit was filed in October, Busby filed a request to allow the plaintiff to proceed anonymously. The judge allowed it, but did say it was subject to revisiting. And Busby filed another motion when he filed his new complaint identifying Jay-Z. But this will be the first time that there's been significant opposition to the anonymity. Beforehand, Diddy does not have lawyers actively working these cases right now. So it was just Busby asking the judge and the judge going along with it.
I mean, that was my next point and question I was going to ask. You know, it didn't seem like there was much of an effort mounted on Diddy's behalf via his team against some of the lawsuits, the many lawsuits brought by Busby. And now you see that flipped on its head. I mean, with Jay-Z's response to this, essentially claiming Busby is extorting him, calling him a lawyer, quote unquote, in quotation, saying he's a terrible person. How's Busby going to weather this?
You know, I think he's prepared for quite a battle. He seems to be responding online in kind and digging in and saying this only emboldens his clients. So I think at some point, everyone is going to just have to take a step back and focus on the actual allegations and the fact that there's somebody who says that she was attacked when she was 13. And I think that's what Jay-Z's team is trying to do by getting her identity. They're, of course, making the case that they need to prepare a defense here by knowing who it is, getting other possible witnesses. So I think eventually the tit for tat between these two is going to have to turn to the actual allegations and whether they can be proven or disproven.
Yeah, Busby, with this lengthy post on X over the weekend saying this, that regarding the Jay-Z case and his efforts to silence my clients, he says, Carter previously denied being the one who sued me and my firm. He filed his frivolous case under a pseudonym there, and he says that when an alleged perpetrator behaves in this manner, wildly asserting that a basic demand letter is extortion, and aggressively using the media to attack the opposing lawyer while at the same time ignoring the allegations being made by the alleged victim.
This is getting
He says it reminds me of a famous line from Shakespeare. The lady doth protest too much, methinks. He says, we intend to address all these issues with the court in due course. Let me be clear, he says, we will not be bullied or intimidated by these shenanigans, and our clients won't be silenced. So, very, very strong statement there. Of course, with the Shakespeare line from Much Ado About Nothing.
All right, guys. So we are digging into it. Let's take some comments. Trent, DMX exposed dude. That's why he got blacklisted and canceled. I do remember DMX putting some things out there that was deep.
Yes. So basically, they're trying to silence this young woman.
Darius Shannon saying, look who's flaming the flames. White lawyers. Dave Bentley.
So,
let me see.
Why do we have to always take it to that? Like, it's a black and white thing. This has nothing to do with black and white.
Yeah, I don't think we.
This is good versus evil.
Raping a minor, a child. That's what it's about.
Yes.
You know, sex trafficking or whatever these guys are doing, and it's basically catching up with them.
Most definitely.
You know, the charge is not white, black. It
Diddy has a white lawyer. Diddy's lawyer isn't black.
That doesn't matter. You know, like white, black, it doesn't matter. If you're going to jail, you're going to jail.
Versus evil. It's all coming out, and it's really sad when you see these people, you know, get away with so much for years. Look at Miss Jaguar Wright. This woman was traumatized. She's traumatized.
Yeah. Yeah, let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going.
You know, I want to talk about reputational harm. We know what has transpired with Diddy and what he has suffered on the reputational front here. Will it be the same case for Jay-Z, rather?
I think that definitely remains to be seen, because right now this is one lawsuit, and I feel like his team is really hoping that they're going to weather the storm here, and they've made some good offensive, defensive moves, such as filing this extortion lawsuit. And right now the narrative around this isn't just that Jay-Z is being sued for sexual assault, but also that Jay-Z is accusing the lawyer of extortion. So I think they've already managed to get a good grasp on it. It just really is going to remain to be seen about what happens with the actual allegations. The public can think that Tony Busby is a bad guy all they want. It's just going to matter, are his allegations valid or not?
Megan, do you anticipate Busby to take up Jay-Z on Jay-Z's dare, essentially saying, you know, if this rises to the level of how you describe it, file criminal charges against me, bring it out of the civil sphere? Will he do that?
I mean, we don't. Busby is not a district attorney with charging powers in New York City or New Jersey, so he couldn't do it himself. So we don't actually know if there's been a police report filed. Perhaps there has, perhaps there hasn't. I think there are statute of limitations issues to look at. I think New Jersey does not have a statute of limitations for child sex abuse, but those would all be issues to be considered. But like the reporter said in the previous segment, there's such a different standard for criminal versus civil cases that could also be something that comes into play.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, in Jay-Z's lengthy statement put out by Roc Nation, his record label and brand, he's deeply concerned about how this will really not impact his reputation, but you know, his family. How is he going to explain this to his very young children here? His attorneys, though, high-powered. I mean, they're bulldogs. Alex Spiro represented Alec Baldwin. Spiro has represented Elon Musk in the past. He knows what he's doing, right?
Yes. He seems to definitely have a good track record. We saw him in court in the Alec Baldwin case, and he seems to take on matters with a lot of substance, and he knows how to bring out the right issues and litigate the right issues. So I think we'll be seeing we'll be seeing a lot of that here. It will be interesting to see him, go up against Tony Busby in court if we get there. But then, I mean, it's also interesting to think about Diddy's role in this. And as a co-defendant charged with a criminal case, he has every reason to not want to participate in this civil lawsuit. He would not be sitting for a deposition or allowing any kind of discovery around him as long as he has these criminal charges pending. So it will be interesting to see how, when that eventually comes to play, how it affects the lawsuit moving forward. If there's some kind of stay in place, or if Jay-Z is able to get his day in court if this case is not dismissed.
Yeah, and of course, not to mention Busby's no spring chicken here. I mean, he took on Deshaun Watson there in the Houston area, and he has vowed to fight on behalf of his client, this plaintiff here, who, to your point, remains anonymous. Say she no longer remains anonymous due to various filings and successes that Jay-Z's legal team gets here. That extortion claim by Jay-Z's team, will that have even more heft, so to speak, or not?
That I think that remains to be seen. It seems like the kind of lawsuit that could be not decided until we see some more resolution here, because I think there's a lot of moving parts here. But I think a lot of the intent of that lawsuit was to try to stave off any kind of public filing of Jay-Z's name, which of course happened on Sunday night. So.
I mean, Busby, though, did allege in that statement we just read that his client isn't seeking some type of monetary settlement. They just want a confidential mediation here. I mean, those are the same thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, he did say that the client did not request money, but I think the response to that would be that that's really the only solution here in a civil case, outside of, an injunction or something like that would not apply in this case. Monetary damages are what we would get here. And a confidential mediation is, of course, what you do when you're ultimately hoping to get some kind of settlement. So I think they would just, they're obviously stand by their characterization of this as a shakedown.
Here we go, guys. 58 is in the building.
Yeah, and on Busby's part, it seems like that's a distinction without a difference. Megan Cuniff, thanks so much for joining us here, and we'll be in touch if there are any more updates. Talk soon, Megan.
Great, thanks for having me.
All right, in the meantime here, I just want to put up this.
All right.
Oh, my goodness. So basically, she wants to remain anonymous.
Yeah, she wants to check.
You want
she
the
wants
money,
to settle
but
out
you
of
don't
court.
want to stand up for the women, who have been raped and abused. I feel like, come out.
Yeah.
Come out and tell your story.
I think so.
If you can file a lawsuit, why do you want to remain anonymous if it can help another woman?
I mean, here's the thing. She's seen someone get paid, so she's taking her chance.
Yes.
And she could have been around, but some of this stuff just don't add up.
Yeah, it's not adding up to me as well either, but we'll see. I can't say that this woman is lying.
Yeah, because we don't know.
As a woman, I can never say that, you need the proof.
You need the proof.
We need the proof.
Like I said, certain evidence is gone.
Yeah, but I can never say, she's lying, but it just isn't adding up. It seems like it's about the money. I understand.
Jay-Z got the money.
She wants her piece of the pie. But do it the right way. Stand up.
Yeah, I mean, I think she wants some hush money. I think she cut me a check and I'll go away. And then, you can have somebody else come up and say, well, the same thing happened to me.
Right. Anyone can, jump on this lawsuit and say, well, I was there and he, so we're going to have a lot of that coming out.
This is going to be really, really tough for a lot of people, wow. And it's like more names are coming out and it seems like it's bigger names.
We all listen to Jaguar Wright and we say, Jaguar, she's crazy. She's crazy.
Yeah.
Years ago, it sounds crazy. We wouldn't have never thought that this could be happening in Hollywood.
Exactly.
These sex parties and rapes and sex
people
trafficking.
Being drugged and
it sounds like so far-fetched and unbelievable back then. But now everything Jaguar said is coming to pass.
Okay, let's go to this one, guys. Let's do one more. And if you guys want to party a little bit, we might just, kick back and hear some music. But first, let's get into these videos. Is it this one?
A 13-year-old girl. Also, the ex-wife of an NHL player has been revealed as another Combs accuser, and the back and forth between prosecutors and Combs lawyers continues. We're going to break it all down for you right now. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime.
Let's go.
Jesse Weber.
Goodness gracious.
Drop a comment, guys. Let's see.
I'll be the first to tell you, it can be hard to keep track of all of the updates that are happening in the Sean Diddy Combs legal saga. There are a lot of moving parts. It's happening really fast, especially recently. So what we figured we would do is compile a list of some of the major developments that are happening in this story. And remember, this all comes as Sean Combs sits in the Metropolitan Detention Center out in Brooklyn, New York, after being denied bail a third time as he waits trial next year on sex trafficking, racketeering, and prostitution charges. The man accused of engaging in a scheme going on for years where he allegedly abused, threatened, and coerced women to fulfill his sexual desires and operated a criminal enterprise engaged in all sorts of illicit activity. Prosecutors say that includes sex trafficking, kidnapping, arson, forced labor, obstruction. Now, our first update is massive. This is huge because you remember when there was all this talk about who else could be implicated in these allegations? Who else will be named when it comes to Sean Combs' alleged misdeeds?
We want to know.
I want to know too.
One big name has just come to the surface.
Wow.
Jay-Z, Sean Carter. That's right.
A big
the rapper
name.
and entrepreneur has just been identified as that unnamed celebrity in a lawsuit that we covered right here on Sidebar a few weeks ago. Actually, he has just been named as a defendant now in that lawsuit. You might recall there was this lawsuit that was filed against Sean Combs back in October, where an unnamed Jane Doe alleges that back on September 7th, 2000, when she was just 13 years old, she was taken to a Video Music Awards, VMA's after party, which was 20 minutes away from the event in New York. And at this party, she claims that she took a drink, she started feeling woozy, lightheaded, she makes the claim that she may have been drugged, and then she tries to find a place to lie down in what she thought was an empty bedroom. She said that is when Sean Combs, along with a male and female celebrity, entered the room. And Combs allegedly grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party." Well, now, Celebrity A, who was that unnamed celebrity, has been identified as Sean Carter. This is a part of a newly filed amended complaint. And it reads, Combs then threw plaintiff toward a wall, causing plaintiff to fall. Plaintiff got up and stumbled, at which point Combs grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Carter began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented.
Okay, so this is very believable because now it's like we saw what he did to Cassie.
Right.
So before we saw the Cassie video, we would have been like, no, Diddy didn't do that. But now it's like after watching what he did, what he's capable of, it's like, wow, is this girl telling the truth? It doesn't seem like a lie, He's a very violent man. He threw her against the wall.
It just sounds like a 13-year-old would not be president around all these people.
But when you have power, you have ways of luring in children. Look at R. Kelly. Look at how, he was able to abuse all of those young ladies and some young men.
I mean,
children.
I'm not coming to, Jay-Z defense or nothing like that. But it just sounds like, where were the parents?
That's what I'm
13,
saying. The parents are being paid
somebody
off.
would have said, you know what? She's too young.
You know what?
What is she doing in here?
But she's hiding her identity. So maybe she was, a singer, like a child star. And she was signed to one of these labels. We don't know. But I'm ready for this woman because she's a woman now. This was 20 years ago.
We didn't know who she is.
24 years ago.
Because this might
she's
be
about 38 now, right? If I'm right.
Close to that, yep. Let's keep going, guys, because I just don't know. Here we go.
37.
The complaint says, and I won't get into graphic detail, but Jay-Z raped this teen. And then it goes on to say that Diddy allegedly raped her too, that they took turns. And she claims that she actually fought back, hit Combs in the neck, was able to grab her clothes and run out of the room. Incredibly disturbing allegations. And she is suing both men under the New York Motivated Gender Violence Protection Act, which is a law that has been used by other accusers against Sean Combs. And it allows for someone to sue against their attacker who commits some sort of violent act upon them. It doesn't have to be sexual per se, but it has to be motivated by their gender. And it allows somebody to sue until February 2025. So even older claims, say something from 2000, can be brought forth now. Actually, here's what it says in the complaint. The requirement that the crime of violence be committed because of gender or on the basis of gender and due at least in part to an animus based on the victim's gender is satisfied because defendants Combs and Carter forced minor plaintiff to engage in a sexual interaction without consent. Jane Doe could not effectively consent because of her age. The non-consensual sexual touching of a minor herein presented a serious risk of physical injury and in fact caused such injury. Gender animus inheres when consent is absent. Hey, before we go any further, I want to quickly thank our sponsor, Upside, for helping us produce this show, this episode. Now, Upside is great if you don't know what it is. It is a...
This is deep, and it's going to get deeper because you have to explain what in the hell happened that day with this child.
Absolutely.
Now, is it videos of her being there? Like, all of this stuff got to be
proven. She was at an award show, correct?
It was an after party.
Oh, an after party.
Yeah, it was an after party.
Okay.
Now, she supposedly hit Diddy in the neck, grabbed her clothes, and she ran out.
Okay, so her mom one of her parents should be able to vouch that, you know. Somebody.
It should be a phone call made to the police or something something. It got to be something. 24 years later, it's just so... The timeline,
the
gap.
You're not buying it.
I'm just not. I gotta just evaluate everything because it just seems like it's off.
But it seems like for years they have been able to use their money and power to sweep these things under the rug and keep people quiet. And now it's just all coming out.
She needs to come out.
It's starting to become more believable.
She needs to come out and
yeah.
Let's just see what's going on.
Once her identity is, once she's identified, then we'll know.
Yeah, I mean, Jay-Z, he want to know who it is.
Because if she's going to celebrity after parties at 13,
who was your mom? Who was your dad?
Yeah,
how did you even get in? And it got to be some type of camera.
This is
footage.
Deeper. This may have something to do with with the trafficking. She may have been trafficked, and she was just lucky enough to get out because she said she had been drugged. She felt as though someone had gave her drugs, and Diddy said, "Oh, you're ready. She's ready to party." This seems like a real thing.
This could be believable, but it sounds like a made-up story.
I know, but all of this sounds made up. And look, it's coming. The truth is coming to
innocent until proven guilty.
Into the forefront.
Let's go ahead and take it to the courts. Here we go, guys. Here we go.
Alleged that Carter, Jay-Z, is not only allegedly a player in this incident, but that he could be included in other situations. Because at the very beginning of the complaint, it reads, Combs has been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences. He believes he is above the law. He is not. His close friend Sean Carter has been with Combs during many such instances described herein. Both perpetrators must face justice. And the lawsuit also doubles down on how close Combs and Carter are. Because at one point it reads, the two are apparently so close that Combs stated in 2023 that Carter is the only person other than Combs' mother who is allowed to call him by his legal first name of Sean. Now, this whole lawsuit is significant for several reasons.
First of all, close.
This lawsuit was filed by Tony Busby. This is that Texas attorney who claims to represent over 100 alleged victims of Sean Combs. And he indicated in the past that he would name names. And there was reporting, particularly by TMZ, that high-profile people had reached out to him to settle claims so that they wouldn't be listed in lawsuits.
Wow.
They wouldn't be named.
I thought he was representing.
Well, with that in mind, take a listen to what Jay-Z had to say, because he released a statement after the filing of this lawsuit. And it reads in part, quote, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics." He goes on to say, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence." He continues, "My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your moral world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am." Now, clearly, in my opinion, this was a pre-planned response. He had to have known that this lawsuit was coming because, again, if you take these allegations as true, if you're taking what he's saying as true, and by the way, Busby did indicate that Carter received a letter from him requesting a mediation. He knew negotiations broke down, if there were any kind of negotiations, and that this lawsuit would be filed. So it appears that this response was definitely planned in advance, and he's going to fight it. He's going to fight it. Now, something interesting to note, when Sean Carter says that Tony Busby is an ambulance chaser, that he threw out this demand letter, that he was trying to essentially extort him, Busby himself has been sued. He has been sued by an unnamed high-profile public figure, someone apparently connected or friends with Sean Combs, who alleged that Busby, quote, shamelessly tried to extort him by threatening to file a lawsuit against him unless he pays up. Claims that Busby threatened him with a lawsuit that was filled with entirely fabricated and malicious allegations of sexual assault. So again, something to think about as we hear about these Tony Busby lawsuits and we think about Jay-Z's response. So Jay-Z is not backing down, at least from this statement. Having said that, while he is completely innocent, you do have to wonder now whether this lawsuit has been filed, whether other lawsuits will come down the pike. That's what happened with Sean Combs. But to be clear about something, while this is essentially an alleged crime, what's being discussed, this is a lawsuit. This is a civil case. The burden of proof is much lower, much tougher to bring criminal charges, especially when you're dealing with a claim that's 24 years old. But also, I should tell you, given the time frame, this could be beyond the statute of limitations to bring a state criminal charge. And I'm not sure, based on this fact pattern alone, whether a federal crime would trigger. But again, whatever it is, these are allegations. Either way, these are allegations. By the way, in response to Jay-Z, Tony Busby just posted something on X, formerly Twitter, that is very interesting, and it makes you wonder if whether or not Jay-Z is that unnamed plaintiff, because he writes, regarding the Jay-Z case and his efforts to silence my clients, Mr. Carter previously denied being the one who sued me and my firm. He filed his frivolous case under a pseudonym. What he fails to say in his recent statement is my firm sent his lawyer a demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim, and that victim never demanded a penny from him. Instead, she only sought a confidential mediation. Since I sent the letter on her behalf, Mr. Carter has not only sued me, but he has tried to bully and harass me and this plaintiff. His conduct has had the opposite impact. She is emboldened. I'm very proud of her resolve. As far as the allegations in the complaint filed, we will let the filing speak for itself and will litigate the facts in court, not the media. Now,
everything is coming
monitor what happens with this Jay-Z situation. But as I said, that is not the only update we have to discuss, especially in terms of identities being revealed. Why? Because we have learned the identity of one of the Jane Does who sued Sean Combs. This was back in December 2023.
Okay,
this is one of the initial lawsuits. I think it was the 5th lawsuit that Sean Combs had faced. And this was after Cassandra Ventura had first filed her sexual assault lawsuit against Sean Combs the month before in November of 2023. This set the whole ball rolling on all of the many lawsuits that he now faces from dozens of alleged victims. And of course, which also seemingly led to the criminal charges that he now faces. But that accuser has been identified now as Anna Kane. Anna Kane is the ex-wife of NHL star Evander Kane from the Edmonton Oilers. And she just filed an amended complaint
Nelly,
where she is now named as the plaintiff.
She's coming
Let's
out.
remember what she's accusing Sean Combs of. In her lawsuit, originally filed on December 6, 2023, she claims that 20 years earlier, back in 2003, when she was only 17 years old, in the 11th grade, she claims she was sex trafficked and gang raped by Sean Combs, Harvey Pierre, this is the president of Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings, and an unidentified third assailant. And more specifically, she alleges that she met Pierre and this third person at a lounge in Detroit, Michigan. Pierre, she says, smoked crack cocaine and then forced her to perform oral sex on him. Later on, she alleges that he convinced her to accompany him by private jet to New Jersey, where they all go to Sean Combs' recording studio. And from there, she claims she was plied with drugs and alcohol, was incredibly inebriated, and as I mentioned, was gang raped by all three men. And this included while she allegedly said, stop. And by the way, in the complaint, there were even photos that were embedded. And it was of this woman with a blurred out face. Now it seems to be that was Kane. And she's in this recording studio. In fact, in one photo, she is with Sean Combs.
Sitting on his lap at 17.
That's what I'm saying.
At 17.
This is the proof that I want to see. Yes. I need to see some type of footage, something concrete.
Wow.
He's done. Diddy is done.
Yes.
It's no turning around for Diddy. We can pray 24/7, but this is he's done.
If any of us know that we are hanging with someone who rapes girls, underage girl, and rape women, period, sex traffic underage women, period, not just underage.
In general, yes.
But he's sex trafficking. He is raping these women. He's beating them, abusing them. And you hang with this man, then that means you're also willing to do the same exact things. We have seen Jay-Z hanging with this man.
Birds of a feather
flock together. That's what we all know.
Flock Nation, right?
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be at parties with someone who is doing something that I don't believe in.
Absolutely. You shouldn't even
around
be
them. I'm not
going
to surround myself with them.
Yeah.
And we have seen them together recently.
And you know what?
Before these allegations, they were at the same parties.
That's one thing I can say about 50 Cent. He always said things like that about them.
Yes. Nobody believed it.
Like he was sugarcoated a little bit, but he'd be like, you know, like they was pedophiles.
Yes,
like
and everyone would say, oh, 50 Cent is just trolling. Well, this stuff is coming out now. Jaguar right. No one believed this woman.
Jaguar
this stuff
right.
is coming out now.
Yeah.
An association brings along assimilation. Like, these people are the same.
And Diddy just have so many accusers. It's like he's just hung to dry.
It just seems like Jay-Z is a little smarter than Diddy.
I think Jay-Z is trying to prepare himself for what's coming.
Yes, Jay-Z, I can see that he had something. We can see it. I mean, this was his friend, his main man.
Yeah.
Come on now. Are you going to be hanging with guys that you know are drugging underage girls, having sex with them?
I'm out. First time I say it, I'm
You're
done.
out. Like,
you know.
Because if you're hanging with them, you're going to look guilty as well.
You can go down for just by hanging with the person.
Of course.
You don't have to be the one that, pull the trigger. You can,
Like, okay, so in the lawsuit, the girl is saying Diddy was the one who slammed her up against the wall, who said, hey, you're ready to, she's ready to party.
And she was 17.
But the fact that Jay-Z was there.
Put some.
I don't know if he was there. Allegedly he was there. We don't know. But the fact that we have seen him with this guy, with Diddy, Jay-Z, partying with Diddy at the Diddy party.
Diddy is the only one other than his mom that can call him Sean. He didn't even say Beyonce. That means hold the hell up. What's going on here? You mean to tell me this grown man can call me by my name and no one else can? That's some type of brotherly love, too close. What the hell is going on here?
Everybody in the world. Like, no one can call you by your... Who do you think you are, sir?
And I feel like they, think that they can't be touched. Like, they the untouchables. Like, the money is going to, But, hey, guys, this is getting deep. We got 69 in the building. We thank you guys for being here. Let's keep rolling, guys. Let's keep rolling. Here we go.
Lap. Now, why was she revealed? The simple answer, the judge overseeing this case forced her to reveal her identity. U.S. District Court Judge Jessica G.L. Clark ruled that Cain couldn't proceed with this case anonymously anymore. And while understanding that revealing her identity could, quote, have significant impact on her, particularly given the graphic and disturbing allegations in this case, Clark also wrote in her order, the court cannot rely on generalized, uncorroborated claims that disclosure would harm plaintiff to justify her anonymity. Without more specific support, plaintiff fails to overcome the prejudice to defendants and public interest factors implicated here. Now, we've seen this reasoning. In fact, we saw this in another Sean Combs case where another accuser was ordered to reveal herself. The general idea is that while there are certain circumstances by which an accuser or victim of sexual assault could remain anonymous, could file a lawsuit and continue a lawsuit under a pseudonym, you need to explain what particular harm would happen if your identity was revealed. Otherwise, it's not fair. Combs has a right to confront his accuser, to research that person, especially since the accuser has chosen to file the lawsuit. That person has put their own credibility into issue. Combs has a right to challenge that. And it's different than a criminal case where victims or alleged victims are prosecution witnesses and they don't necessarily want to testify per se or choose to testify per se. This was her case. She sued him. In other words, then if that wasn't the case, any sexual assault accuser could sue someone anonymously. And
I can jump on it. I can jump on the bandwagon. I was at the party.
Try to get a couple million.
No, I wasn't at the party, but I'm just saying.
And of course, that could have resulted in Cain dropping the suit, right? If the accuser doesn't want to tell the world who they are, this is very, very sensitive details, they may just drop the lawsuit if they can't remain anonymous. But she seems to be moving forward nonetheless.
She moved forward.
Her attorney, Doug Wigdor, shared a statement from her to TMZ saying, I had hoped to use a pseudonym in pursuing justice for what happened to me as a teenager. Defendants demand that I use my name was an attempt to intimidate me, but I am not intimidated. I am prepared to proceed and hold accountable those who have harmed me. And by the way, talking about Cain having to reveal herself, you have to wonder if in the other lawsuits where there are other Jane Does, including the one now against Jay-Z, if that plaintiff is forced to reveal her identity, will she continue that lawsuit against Jay-Z and Sean Combs? We'll see. By the way, I should tell you, when it comes to these sexual assault allegations, Combs has adamantly denied having any involvement or partaking in anything like this. In fact, when it came to Cain's suit, back when it was filed in December, Combs had already been hit, by the way, with multiple lawsuits at the time. He released the following statement. Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. And Pierre also released a statement denying the accusation, saying this is a tale of fiction. I have never participated in, witnessed, nor heard of anything like this ever. These disgusting allegations are false and a desperate attempt for financial gain. I will vigorously protect my reputation and defend my name. Those who know me recognize that these claims are not true. By the way, before we move on, one more update with respect to Ms. Cain's lawsuit. The claims against the corporate defendants in this lawsuit, like Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings and Daddy's House Recordings, they were dismissed. Now, I'm not going to bog you down with the legal reasoning behind it, just to say that a change in the law that was being used to hold the companies liable for what Combs allegedly did couldn't be retroactively applied. So that's a loss for Cain, because in lawsuits, the corporate defendants, they're the ones that have the deep pockets, right? They have the significant money, although we're talking about Sean Combs here. But otherwise, her lawsuit proceeds, and there will be a hearing on January 9th, 2025. So we'll see what happens next. But now, moving on to some more updates. More back and forth between prosecutors in Combs' criminal case and his lawyers, something we have to talk about. And one issue involves a suppression hearing, meaning a hearing where Combs' defense counsel will try to have evidence not allowed into his criminal trial. Now, in a December 4th filing with the court, the defense brings up once again that issue that we had talked about before on Sidebar, where these writings, these papers from Sean Combs' detention unit at the MDC were photographed by a Bureau of Prisons investigator during a sweep for contraband at the facility. Combs' lawyers had argued that potentially attorney-client and work product privilege materials were photographed and they were shared with the prosecution, and that this is a big no-no. And they also alleged that the government was improperly monitoring Sean Combs' jail calls with families and his attorneys. And also, by the way, you remember that Judge Subramanian denied Combs bail for allegedly violating the BOP rules by engaging in three-way phone calls and using other inmates' phone access codes. Prosecutors had alleged that he did this to try to improperly reach out to witnesses and taint a future jury pool, but Subramanian denied Sean Combs bail. But anyway, Sean Combs' lawyers write in this December 4th filing, they write, the government exploited Mr. Combs' detention by engaging in unfair and unconstitutional tactics that have interfered with his ability to work with his attorneys and make it impossible for his attorneys to provide effective assistance of counsel. They write, this disturbing conduct is a blatant violation of Mr. Combs' rights. Prosecutors say the search was motivated by security concerns at MDC, but that is a false pretext. The purported purpose of the BOP sweep was to search for contraband, but since when is prison contraband photographed and left in place? If it were contraband, it would have been seized.
Exactly.
That is not what Investigator 1 did here, leading to the inescapable conclusion that this was an intentional, targeted, and illegal search to discover any information that could give the prosecutors a leg up against Mr. Combs, including his handwritten privilege notes, a roadmap to his defense. So they're basically saying this sweep didn't have anything to do with just, a pre-planned look at all contraband. This was specifically targeted at Sean Combs. That's what the argument seems to be. And they continue, the prosecutors knowingly, intentionally, and secretly took possession of the notes and then used them against Mr. Combs. They took the notes without following the agreed upon filter team procedure that is supposed to ensure that the case team is not tainted by access to privileged information. By the way, a filter team is this independent examiners who look through material and take out anything that might be privileged. Anyway, they continue. They then appended clearly privileged portions of the notes to their bail opposition to support continued detention. This was when prosecutors said that these writings in his cell showed Combs was improperly reaching out to a witness in the case. They used this as evidence to oppose his bail. And the defense writes, it is impossible to know what else the government has done with these notes. Indeed, the prosecution has refused to disclaim using the notes to further its investigation going forward. They go on, this entire sequence of events, even based on the facts known to date, is shocking and outrageous government conduct. The government has intentionally violated Mr. Combs' attorney-client privilege and Sixth Amendment right to counsel by invading the defense camp and unjustifiably interfere with relationship with counsel and ability to defend. Mr. Combs cannot possibly receive a fair trial if he is not permitted to confer privately and confidentially with his counsel and others working at the direction and to take and keep notes of his trial preparation. The search also violated the Fourth Amendment and Mr. Combs' Fifth Amendment due process rights. So now they're asking the court to step in. And they write, we request discovery and a hearing to determine the extent of the violations, to establish procedures to minimize prejudice going forward, and to ensure that Mr. Combs receives a fair trial. The court should also order other necessary relief, including but not limited to suppression of the notes and any fruits of the illegal search, meaning it can't be used at trial, directing that a special master conduct privilege review in lieu of the filter team going forward, disqualification of any and all prosecutors tainted by access to the privileged materials. Wow, that's a big one, just telling the prosecution team they can't be part of the case. And ordering the government to stop monitoring Mr. Combs' communications with the defense team. And depending on the evidence adduced at the hearing, dismissal of the indictment, meaning their conduct was so bad, this indictment should be thrown out. This whole criminal case should be
They
thrown
might
out.
mess it up.
That's what I'm thinking the same thing. Like they are going to mess up this case.
Actually, he instructed the prosecutors to destroy the copies.
I thought
are they all just playing with us? Like, is this a game?
Digging for
is this
more
all about
information,
money?
they might don't have too much on them.
No, but it just seems like they have things, but
That's
because
not enough?
of his rights, they're going to try to say, you can't use this evidence because you didn't do it the right way. You're not supposed to be listening on the calls and stuff. Mr. Diddy has these rights, and
they might jeopardize.
You violated his rights, so now the prosecution, everybody shouldn't be allowed to,
This is jeopardizing the case.
Go through this case and prosecute this man, and
this is crazy, guys. All right, we still got 59 in the building. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here with us. January 9th. All right, let's just go ahead and put everything on the table. Let's go ahead and iron out the wrinkles. Let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes. Let's go ahead, and if you're going to put him in jail, put him in jail. But I think he's being tortured right now.
Okay, so Tone Capone said,
let me see. I need that.
Cat Williams told truth. Yes. He said it. He said 2024 was the year of everyone being exposed. Cat Williams said everything would be exposed this year, and he wasn't lying.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming out. I think 2025 is the year that we're going to see a lot of things that we wasn't expecting. Here we go, guys.
Of Sean Combs' notes they had in their possession. I will say, though, it wasn't like it was all pro-defense. He wasn't too happy with the defense either, because he said that they weren't entirely accurate with him about what was and wasn't labeled legal in Sean Combs' unit. Now, that is not the only recent back and forth between prosecutors and the defense. Another update revolves around Combs' use of a laptop. You see, given the sheer amount of evidence and material in this case for Sean Combs to review.
Wow.
And by the way, he has a constitutional right to prepare for his defense.
He's able to use a laptop?
For a laptop.
They got TVs, they got all type of stuff, electronics.
However, there were certain parameters that prosecutors put forward in terms of where he could view the materials and when he could view them. For instance, they said he couldn't view the materials in his own unit while in the presence of other inmates, because they say there is sealed information on that laptop, and that includes the names of alleged victims and witnesses. This is a security and privacy risk. So the prosecutors offered that he'll only be provided with the laptop in the unit's video teleconference room during select times when legal staff is available and when that room is not otherwise being used during other inmates' legal calls. Or he'll only be provided with the laptop in the legal visiting room between the hours of 8 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. But not both. He can't have both options. Now, Sean Combs' lawyers.
So he gets a laptop.
They got limitations on what he can do.
Treated unfairly from other inmates. That given these limited amounts of times, he's going to have to choose between either reviewing the laptop and visiting with his attorneys. They say this situation is untenable and that there's not this security risk that prosecutors claim, because there's no reason to believe Sean Combs would share these sensitive materials with other inmates. And also there was this whole back and forth about whether Combs could use the laptop to take notes too. Defense says he has a right to take legal notes on the laptop. Prosecutors say no, that goes beyond what's allowed with the laptop. And the defense also argued that the MDC needs to stop sending attorney visitation forms to prosecutors, meaning letting them know when his lawyers are visiting him. And they say that violates attorney-client privilege. Prosecutors countered. They said, no, it doesn't. The fact that he met with his attorneys, that's not privileged information. And by the way, we have a right to know, considering Sean Combs is the one who really made it an issue of how often he meets with his lawyers while at the MDC. A little bit of a back and forth there between prosecutors and defense counsel.
Right,
but
crazy,
I have one more update I got to talk to you about regarding the MDC. You see, according to reporting from Fox News, we may know what Sean Combs will be doing during Christmas, the first Christmas that he has spent behind bars. Apparently, during the holiday, he and other inmates can take part in a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, play cards, play dominoes, play soccer. Also, on the dinner menu for Christmas Day, there is reportedly a Cornish hen, macaroni and cheese, cranberry sauce, dinner rolls, a holiday dessert. Just in case you wanted to know what Sean Combs may be up to behind bars. Quite the
goodness.
Fall from grace for the once renowned music.
Did it just come out? Wow.
Wow.
Wow, guys.
A Cornish hen, macaroni and cheese,
and cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce and a dessert. That sounds like good living to me.
That sounds like a good meal on Christmas to be behind that jail wall.
You know, I worked in a jail. I was a correctional officer for 6.5 years. And when you're going through pre-trial, you're not supposed to have a laptop.
I mean, money
You
can
don't,
get you
you don't
some
get
things.
a laptop. So he's already receiving, celebrity treatment.
Oh yeah, I mean, but he's in one of the worst jails in New York City, probably in the world. I mean, in United States.
Wow.
That's a bad. They said it's a bad, really bad, tight jail. Like you locked down.
Yeah.
Really no movement at all.
Most definitely. I don't know how it works in New York, but
Wow.
I know in Maryland, our inmates are not. You don't get a laptop. You get to meet with your lawyer.
Yeah.
You get like visits, and that's it.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's going to be some type of tampering with evidence. It's like you can see it before it happens.
Wow. I just don't know what to say about Mr. Jay-Z, Sean Carter. Cause I like his music. It's one of my favorite rappers.
He was our. We
now
listen to. We love Jay-Z.
I love Jay-Z. Now I'm looking at him
What
like,
is going on?
Come
I
on,
just
Jay.
can't believe that. I'm so disappointed.
Now we know we know he had been with Aaliyah, which was underage.
Yeah.
And also Foxy Brown,
Yeah.
which was
She's
underage.
about 15.
So that right there give you like a sense of like, wow, I mean, this is believable. He could have done this.
Like I said, you are who you associate with. I was always told that when I was younger by my grandparents.
Yeah.
Be careful who you associate with because you are. And association brings along assimilation, meaning you will be, even if you're good, bad company corrupts good character. That's in the Bible.
Well,
so
there it is.
You're guilty by association.
There it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to follow the law, and that's breaking the law, being with a minor. 13, rape, drug, sex trafficking, all that stuff is like sick, man. It's like you guys got millions and billions of dollars.
Billions.
Women are flocking to you guys. Why do you have to pick an underage child?
That's the sick part about it. Why do you have to traffic these women and, have sex with them against their will? There are women willing.
That's like,
you guys are at the top.
Like, that's what I don't understand. That's just like, R. Kelly. He has something for younger women. He used to go to the high schools and just post up waiting for a minor.
It's sick.
That is so sick.
Sick.
And it makes you frustrated and upset when you have young daughters.
Yep.
You know
that there's a pedophile somewhere.
Yeah,
looking.
like wow, man, you checking out my daughter.
You
want to
protect our children.
Drug her and sex and like, come on, man.
This has been going on for years. Look at the Bill Cosby case.
Wow.
Those women, that was happening in the 70s, right? If I'm right.
Wow.
Back in the 70s, drugging women to have sex with them.
And it's crazy because everything that's done in the dark, it will have to show up in the light. It's going to have to come to the light.
Look at Epstein Island. I mean, these people are sick.
I mean,
They're sick.
The cat is out the bag. You're going to have to deal with this. And I don't know how he's able to sleep Jay-Z and Beyonce and Blue Ivy and, the whole Rock Nation and all this business and things he have. It's like everything is about to crumble for him.
Yeah.
No matter how much money you have.
They were a powerful, beautiful family. Well, they are a beautiful family. And to see Jay-Z being named in something like this, it makes you think, like, what's going on in Hollywood? It's sick.
I mean, they got a close friendship over 30 years, probably 30 years plus.
So if you're someone's friend for 30 years plus, you're going to know, what they're doing, especially if you're hanging at the parties with them. There's no way you didn't know.
Wow.
That women were being abused and raped and trafficked.
Sad. And, well, I think Mr. Jay-Z is going to take that trip. Because, unless he dropped a civil case, but it seemed like someone else is going to bring his name up because they got too much together. Mm-hmm. These two power celebrities, rappers, they have too much together. They know secrets. They know things. They have been certain places. Do you think
they'll tell on each other? Do you think it's going to people are going to start telling?
Yeah, to save their self.
Do you think they're going to offer
to save their self
Diddy a deal?
No. I think he's the head honcho. I think he's like the mastermind behind it all. And I think
think so?
Yeah, I think that he's the big fish that they want. And everybody else that's under that umbrella, if they can get him, they're going to get him.
Okay.
But I think they got who they want. And now they're going after Jay-Z.
Okay.
Guys, we're going to be following this story.
Follow it with us, guys.
So
this is
stay tuned because this is really deep, and these are powerful celebrities, and this is going around everywhere,
messy.
All over social media, all over YouTube. This is the news.
This is the news.
We got to cover the news. I need to know what's going on. I need to know what's going on.
Once they accused Jay-Z of a 13-year-old, I was like, what?
Hold up. Kim Sherrill said did it with his mama too. What? Hold
I
on.
saw him kissing his mama. Diddy kissed his mother in the mouth as a grown man.
He kissed his mother?
I saw it, Kim. In the mouth.
Wow. What kind of freaky deaky is in this guy, man?
And you know what? This could be some childhood trauma that Diddy has always had and fought these demons, but it's something definitely wrong with this mother. What's her name? Janice Combs.
Wow.
I mean, she parties with, the kids.
Kissed his own mother in the mouth.
Young enough to be her children. She's out there partying. I saw them two getting an IV together after a week of partying.
Whoa, Nelly. You got to get an IV?
And I saw him kiss mama in the mouth.
Wow. Freaky, deaky, freaky.
There's no way in hell.
Well, I know.
I'm kissing our sons. Even as their children, I wouldn't kiss them in the mouth.
Diddy is foul, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. Diddy is foul. Diddy had been getting over for years, and started with Justin Bieber, Usher. These young guys, man, like you can tell something happened to them.
Absolutely.
And they don't want to, speak on it, but you can just look in the eye like, wow, like what did you do to this guy, man?
Jake Snack says this could be the fall of Hollywood. I believe so, Jake, because there are maybe like hundreds of names in this lawsuit.
Yeah. Big Nick 75. Too many people turned a blind eye and kept their mouth closed. I believe that.
Think about all the children who are missing. Now it's starting to make sense. I was seeing missing children every week on social media.
But if you have nothing but money floating in, like all type of money sources coming in, why do you have to go this route?
Sick.
Like, is this an investment for you or something? Like, what the hell is going on?
These are sick fetishes of children, sick fetishes of having control. Think about it. It's all about control and power.
my heart goes out to the true abusers. I mean, to the accusers. If they really was touched, my heart goes out
victims,
to them.
yes.
The victims. You know what I'm saying? And if this stuff is true, they need to be under the jail. You know, straight up and down.
That's what's happening. That's what
they
we're
need
seeing.
to be under the jail.
The fall of Diddy. And not only Diddy, you have other celebrities like trying to settle out of court who are in this lawsuit, like reaching out to lawyers like, I want to settle.
Yes. And the lady, I forgot her name, but she had photos of her in that studio, 17 years old, sitting on Diddy's lap. So you can only imagine, you know, if he wanted her, he was going to get it.
Absolutely.
Any means necessary. Drugging
She's
her.
She's not sitting on him like, hey,
like,
this
you know,
is
taking
my
a picture.
Santa.
Nah.
This is like Santa.
Nah.
No, she has on short shorts.
Yes.
Daisy Dukes in
Most
his
likely,
lap like she's his woman.
She was sitting around predators and she was the prey. Like,
absolutely.
Hands down. You can see it. You know what's going on. You know, after the studio, you know, they drinking and drugs and stuff is being passed around.
She's ready to party. Can you believe that?
Sexual acts start happening. Wow. Well, I can't say I'm gonna pray for these guys because, you know, I just gotta let God handle this one. I'm just gonna sit back and watch because this is terrible. It's terrible allegations. If you're accused of this, just to be accused of it is bad. So even if you didn't do it, your name is still in the papers.
Yeah.
Indicted.
Absolutely.
Every man will have their time.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you might can, you know, keep it hidden from a lot of people, but you can't hide it from God. Absolutely. God sees everything. You're not getting away with it. You're not getting away with it.
They say what happens in the dark will come to the light.
Don't think you're getting away with it.
Every dog has its day.
Because the Most High is watching and he sees everything. You cannot get away with it. You cannot get away with murder. You cannot get away with it. Wow. This was a good section, guys. We had 52 in the building. We thank everyone for being here. What's up, Hippie Joe? We got Mike Man in the building.
Joe, welcome.
Jake Snacks is in the building. What's up, man?
Guys, welcome, D Grant.
D Grant,
guys.
Hell yeah. What's up, man?
Welcome.
Old School is in the building. Thank you guys for being here. We thank you guys for your input, insight. All right. Tone Capone is in the building. What's up, Tone? Yeah, guys, this is ready to come out. I mean,
wow, D
gotta come to a head.
There was a reason why Solange Knowles got into a fight with Jay-Z in that elevator.
I remember that.
Absolutely, and they're able to just sweep everything under the rug.
Yeah, I remember that.
There was a reason. Absolutely, D Grant.
And someone said in the comment section that, you know, Jay-Z and Beyonce have a lot together and they're not going to be able to separate or something like that. But I think that
that's a lie.
It's going to be a divorce. I think that it's going to be a breakup.
Yeah, because Beyonce has so much to lose.
Yeah, like, she's a very classy woman. Like she
has her reputation as well. Even though some things have come out about Beyonce, but no one has, you know, taken her to court and said she sexually hurt someone or, you know.
I mean, no one is perfect, but at the end of the day, this is hard stuff.
Yeah, this is hard stuff.
This is hard, man. This is like, oh man, you can't sleep when someone is accusing you of doing things like this and the whole world is watching. And now everyone look at you as a different person the next day. You will never be the same ever again.
Absolutely.
Ever again. You will always be in the mind frame of someone looking at you like, did you do that to that 13-year-old?
Yeah. There's always going to be doubt.
Yeah, it's going to be like, you nasty bastard. You terrible, man. A child, and you sitting on top of the world, and you have all of these other women that's 20, 25, 30, you know, go after a 60-year-old if you want. But damn, Why do it have to be 18 and younger, 17 and younger, or whatever? Why? I will never understand that. With everything in me, I will never understand that. You can't go for your age. You know.
I mean, I can understand a man wanting a younger woman. You know, I'm 7 years younger than you.
Yeah, but at the end of the day.
But
when
you met me when I was of age.
Okay, you was 20.
Yes.
And I was 26.
Yes.
And I think I did see your license, your ID. Because you was a young, sexy thing. And I was like, okay. She looks
not
mature.
Babies.
No, you wasn't.
Not
you was
babies.
more developed. I could tell that you was out of school.
Not 13 to 17.
You know, like, come on
Let
now.
them become of age.
Yeah, it's like, you know.
Gosh. Even 18 is too young. Let them become 21.
Yeah, I mean.
21. They should change the age.
In other countries, you can do that. You know, but the rule here is that's underage. You cannot do that. Yes. You shouldn't even be looking at a young 13, 14-year-old.
Yet.
You should not be looking at them like that. That's terrible. That's terrible. It's bad low. And you're basically going to be dealt with. Because you're not going to get away with it. And now you are definitely a target. So I feel like
and denied bail 3 times.
Someone else is going to come out. And it's going to get stronger. And they're going to start coming out the woodwork. You know?
Absolutely. So I think he goes to trial next month in January. Is it January?
January the 9th. January the 9th, he will be going for sex trafficking and rape and all that other stuff.
I wonder, is the trial going to be public or private?
I think it should be public. I really think that the whole world, I mean, they should have cameras in there recording, but, you know, as far as people coming in, I mean, why not? Why not broadcast it all over the world?
No one was safe around him.
Because you're going to have to prove to the world and to the jury and to whoever that you did not do this.
Absolutely.
And clearly Diddy is like, I'm going to say 90% guilty. Like I think he's done. I think he got a 10% chance of walking out of there.
Yeah.
So, but as far as, you know, Mr. Sean Carter, this is all brand new, it's fresh. And he's going to have to, you know, kick out some money to these lawyers to beat these charges or allegations or whatever the case may be. And we're going to see what happens.
Yeah.
But, you know, they got families. They got children. And they should have thought about this before they inserted their self into such heinous crimes and all this accusing stuff.
It's all about power. It's like that's what they get off to. They are addicted to power. And that was just a part of the addiction. Sex trafficking, drugging these children.
Wow.
Beating women. Like that is, they just wanted power.
Wow.
Because they could have had the same things without having to drug, hurt, and rape
That's the
people.
part that's so like.
Yeah, so it had to, they're addicted to power. And now
I
the
can
power
do this and
is
get away
being
with it.
stripped away. Your money can't buy you power. Money means nothing right now to Diddy. You can't even...
He can't do nothing at all.
You can't even make bail at this moment. Denied 3 times.
Denied. They feel like he might, you know, try to get away. He got enough money to get away and get a whole new look, transformation and surgery or something. Got enough money. But they're not going to take that risk. They're not going to take that risk. And for him to be kissing on his mama, man, what in the hell is wrong with you, man? Like, what is going on? What is going on?
In the mouth. And you could hear it. The lips smacked. It was like, it was too much.
Okay, Big Mick said Jay-Z was plotting on Beyonce when she was 16.
Yeah.
I do believe that.
Absolutely.
So that's a 3-year difference. He might got something for younger women, but
Wow, Beyonce gonna be on it too.
Whoa,
welcome,
really?
Sammy. Welcome, Jeffrey. Oh my goodness.
They say they got Blue Ivy too. What?
I don't know how to pronounce that, but old school says most of them worship Baal. Is that what it's called, Baal?
Is that like
so? What is that, like
Illuminati
a demon
or something?
I know that I saw a celebrity with like it was called Baphomet or something like that.
Wow. Okay, we
tattooed on her.
This is just crazy,
welcome,
guys.
Anna. Welcome, Big Mix. Anna says they say she's a witch. I can believe it.
Okay, I see a comment.
Someone said she
they
was
say his
casting
mom is
spells.
actually his aunt, and they get freaky too. So his mama is his aunt.
What?
That's a whole bunch of going on. Whole bunch of something.
Wow.
Woof. Okay, that's Satan. Wow. That gotta have something to do with the Illuminati.
Wow.
You guys definitely know some information.
Okay, so it's Lucifer. Wow. Goodness.
So I guess Lucifer
So now it
is
all
coming.
makes
Oh
sense.
my! Lucifer got
The
him by
blood
the balls.
sacrifice.
Wow. And even Ray J came out. Ray J said a couple of things. That some of these things are true. That's what goes on in Hollywood.
Goodness gracious. Okay, one of her assistants claims Beyonce killed her cat. I saw that as well. I think it was one of her.
Beyonce is a cat killer?
Someone that was in her band or something.
What?
Someone who worked for Beyonce said that Beyonce was, using spells and witchcraft against her, and her cat died.
You know what? When Beyonce stepped on that stage, she is a different person. That is not Beyonce knows. She's turned into, what's her name? Sasha. She turns into a different person. It's really scary. She have this look. So I don't know what's going on, or who they dealing with, and did they sell their souls to the devil?
Most definitely.
And now the devil was coming back to get the refund.
Yes. And he always comes back. You got to pay up.
He's coming back to repossess.
He's coming to collect. Most definitely.
It's scary.
The devil,
It is so scary and it's so real.
The devil.
Because I don't know how people can do certain things that they do and get away with it.
Absolutely.
How are you able to do that?
Absolutely.
And it's like
money and power.
Money and power.
Money.
It got to be the money and it got to be the power. Sasha Fierce, yep, that's the name. Yep, she turns different. She be dancing and gyrating all over the stage, and it's like this satanic look.
Janice says, "You'll never know the full truth. Best wishes to you both from London, England." Welcome, Janice F.
D. Grant say the devil walks the earth right now. I do believe that.
I think it's way deeper than what we see being exposed.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yep.
I think it goes even deeper.
It's definitely deeper than that.
It goes even deeper.
I really think it's a contract that you sign, and then from there on you in.
You are in.
You sign your soul.
Absolutely.
You sign over. And I think that happens to a lot of people that's not here anymore. And I don't even want to speak on that, but it's just scary.
D. Grant said the devil walks the earth right now.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. We're seeing things we would have never thought we'd ever see in our lives. Like
right. And he used
all
people.
of the celebrities we grew up listening to, and just following them and having them as our role models.
I mean, we used to listen to R. Kelly for years. And to hear certain songs lets you further know, like, man, this guy was a freak pedophile. It's terrible. Just put a bad taste in my mouth. Like,
Absolutely.
Come on, man. We're listening to this music,
and they're
man.
all friends. They all sit at the same table. Think about it.
Yeah. They all in cahoots.
R. Kelly and Jay-Z, they
R.
had a
Kelly,
tour together.
They had a tour. They had
the
a
Best
whole
of
album.
Both Worlds tour and an album.
Yeah.
They all sit at the same table.
And we actually went to a comedy show and the comedian made a joke about R. Kelly, one of his songs, and it really made sense. And the song went like, "Shut up. I don't ever want you to say that again." And something like that. And it was like, wow. What gave you this silly idea that I'm about to leave? And the comedian was just, he was doing a good job breaking it down, but it actually made sense.
He's talking to young girls.
Like,
if
wow,
you listen to
you
R.
control
Kelly's
these
music,
young girls like that?
You'll be able to read through the lines that he's talking about young girls. Seems Like You're Ready. That's a song for a young girl.
And you was listening to those songs at
let me tell you, I was the biggest R. Kelly fan when I was a little girl.
Wow.
When I was like maybe 14. Yes.
Is it like seduced through the music?
Yes, and that's why he called himself. I think he's a warlock.
The Pied Piper or something like that?
The Pied Piper, yes.
And that's with dealing with children,
Seduce
right?
children with music in it, you know?
That makes sense.
He's the Pied Piper.
And that's the reason why he got 30 years
Yep.
in jail.
Absolutely.
And by the time
There's
he come
some
out,
wicked things going on.
80 plus years old.
Absolutely. I never thought when I was an R. Kelly fan that I would get to a point where I can't even listen to his songs anymore.
I can't listen to him anymore.
If I hear his song come on, I turn it off.
It give you like such a feeling like, wow, man, you would have done something to my daughter if you'd have had the chance. That's how I think I am.
Yeah,
Like, man, you know
he
what?
did something
the hell
to
with
his
you, man.
daughter. I watched
Wow.
a documentary. R. Kelly raped his daughter.
Are you?
Yes. I watched his documentary. I watched the kids' documentary.
Surviving R. Kelly? It was...
No, his kids just dropped a documentary. It's on what is it? Temu? Not Temu. What did we watch?
Netflix?
No.
Prime? Tubi.
Tubi.
We watched Tubi.
It's on Tubi. And
Whoa,
it was the saddest thing I've ever
Nelly.
seen. And I feel like to see his own kids be his victims, you can only imagine what he has done to the other women. Like,
If you would do that to your own
there
child.
isn't enough years that can compensate these women. Enough years that will put him behind jail, behind bars, that can compensate these women for their pain and suffering.
So where do this perversion
Even
comes
if
from,
you
and
give
where
him
do
the
it start?
max.
How do they get this perverted mindset? I guess it's happened to them when they're young. Something happened to them as a young child.
Yeah, we need to start investigating Diddy's mother. I know that there's a lot of skeletons there.
Wow, guys. Hey, man, they got enough jail space. I can tell you that. For all you sick, perverted, people, men that's out here doing this, man. This is terrible. This is bad low. You guys, is on this higher platform, and you guys are doing these crimes.
Oh my God. Okay, so Kim saw it as well.
Kim seen it?
She saw it on
Let me check the
Tubi as
comments.
well. Yes, Kim. It was so
Wow.
heartbreaking.
Welcome, Asia Robinson. Welcome to the live stream.
Welcome,
Thank you,
Asia.
thank you,
How
thank
are
you.
you? Welcome.
Wow, guys. Let's see. Let's check some more.
All right, it's Asia's first time. Welcome to the S&M squad, Asia.
Big Mick said the Bible said, "Woe the earth," because the devil got cast out. You guys are younger than I thought. I was in college back in the 90s. Thank you, D. Grant. That's a compliment, man. We appreciate that. Sammy say, I used to love
R. Kelly married Aaliyah when she was 15.
No, that shit.
Absolutely.
Stop listening, Sammy. Yeah, I feel you.
Yes, he did. And like, where were the parents? Why wasn't he put behind bars then?
Hold up. Kim said they kept people in cages. Look up the caves under the house. They kept people in cages and other things.
Wow, you know what? Man. R. Kelly's ex-wife, what was her name? Andrea Kelly?
Yes. I remember that.
She said that he would lock her in rooms.
Wow.
And she would have to knock on the door. She would have to knock.
To come down and get food and drinks and stuff like that.
Yes, she was a slave.
That's abuse, man. I mean,
she was a slave.
So his whole family is traumatized. Like,
yeah, I watched them on the documentary.
Wow.
They are traumatized.
That is so sad.
All three of R. Kelly's kids.
That is so sad.
And you know who's next? Diddy's kids. I know they're traumatized.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they look traumatized.
They are definitely going to be traumatized for the rest of their life. There's no way around it. I think they have been through way too much already.
Yeah.
As young adults. It's crazy what they put their children through. And now I'm thinking, like, my heart goes out to Blue Ivy. I really got to say my heart goes out to her because simple fact that, you know, she's on a big platform and now people is going to be looking at her different because of what one of her parents.
She has a movie coming out, The Lion King. Like, this is really sad.
And I'm thinking they might lose money, deals, endorsements, brand deals, and all of the stuff they got popping. Some of this stuff is going to be off the table.
I mean, that's what happened to R. Kelly's kids. They had a record deal, I think, with Sony, and Sony dropped them because of what was going on with R. Kelly.
Say what?
Yeah, so what the parents do does affect the children.
Wow, guys. Wow. It's about to get real ugly in here. It's about to get ugly. It's about to get ugly.
And it said his boys are evil too. Yes, I know one of them was accused of raping a girl on a boat, on a yacht.
Wow. Yeah, Diddy did have a large home. Like, he definitely probably had some secret spots in there, like some haunted walls and caves and stuff. You know, dungeons, sex dungeons and stuff, and baby oil and stuff coming out the wall. I don't know. It just seemed like the guy thought he was untouchable, and you know, I think that he felt like, you know, his power is going to override anything. And I think one of his big mistakes was, you know, trying to go after the liquor company. I think that's where it started with the Ciroc and all of that. He wanted his own brand, and he felt like it wasn't being pushed the way Ciroc was. And I think that's where it started.
His greed.
Yeah.
And it backfired on him.
Yeah.
Because now it's like,
you know, he started doing things.
Has been brought to the light.
Yeah.
And we see Diddy for who he is.
Yep.
A monster.
I mean, he's definitely a monster. It's proof out there. It's footage. It's things that people can see. You know, you can just feel certain things. You don't even have to, you know, ask. You can just feel it. Like, you know, when someone's looking uncomfortable, like Justin Bieber, he was like he really looked uncomfortable.
Even with Usher.
Usher was another one.
Yes. He also abused Usher.
Jaguar Wright said he had Usher bleeding. You know, so when I heard that, I said, oh, wow. Wow.
Sad and it's sick.
Meek Mill was another one. Heard footage. You know, certain things going around. I mean, it like it's not going to get no better from here, guys. Like it's going to get worse here on out. And I think a lot of names is going to pop up.
Wow.
But
Big Mick said too many parents collecting checks for their children.
That's another thing.
They're selling their kids. That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's another thing.
Where are the parents? They're paying the parents off. Even in the documentary Surviving R. Kelly.
Yep.
These parents were coming up to the forefront,
dropping their children
well,
off.
He said he would just take my child to the studio. But he's a known rapist. He's a known pedophile. So why are you letting your children go
paycheck
unattended
pawn
with this man?
Pawn.
This grown man.
Pawn. The just the greed of money, a paycheck. Hey, you can do whatever you want with my child as long as you give me about $102,000. And I'm good with that.
Those parents were paid off.
As long as you don't kill them, as long as you don't hurt them.
They should have been behind bars with R. Kelly.
They should be serving time.
They should be serving time.
Yep.
Not collecting another paycheck.
Yep. That's just like, if your child go to school with a weapon and do something and they come back and they charge you, it should be the same thing.
Absolutely.
It should be the exact same.
Absolutely. Hold these parents accountable.
Yeah, somebody got to be held accountable.
What they allow their children to do.
It's a must. And I think the rules need to change a little bit because you should know where your child is at all given times. I'm trying to figure out how do a 13-year-old child get to an after party at the
Absolutely. At 13?
At 13?
What?
Shouldn't you be in bed? Why are you around grown-ups, drugs, sex?
In a limo. How did you even get in a limo to go to an after party? Who trafficked you? Were your parents involved in this?
Why did it take you 24 years? Why you ain't do it in 10? By this time, you 23. I don't get that. Not saying that it's not true.
Kids.
But hey, I don't get it. Hey, you want a nice paycheck? I get that part. Let's go. Hey, I want a nice paycheck. If I can, remain anonymous, I want a paycheck.
Yeah.
Nah.
But it doesn't work like that.
It does not work like that. It does not work like that. You can't just raise your hand and then, they're going to throw you a bag of money. Nah. You got to have some proof. You got to, when did this take place?
Because
how?
that can backfire as well.
Yeah.
And he can sue her. He can countersue.
Yep. Exactly. Well, YouTube is going to be buzzing for the next week or so with these issues that's going around. They say Michael was innocent. What Michael? Michael Jackson was innocent?
Yes. I believe Michael loved children. He was a little inappropriate, but I don't believe he sexually abused children. Now, you can't, as a grown man, have little boys laying in your bed. Other people's children. If they're your children, that's something different. But you can't have other people's children laying in your bed, even if they're on the floor.
I think, some boundaries was like
the boundaries were broken. That's why I say he's inappropriate.
Did he ever touch someone inappropriately? I don't believe it. I just think that Michael Jackson childhood was like
ripped apart,
ripped from him.
He wanted to protect those children.
So when he got grown, he wanted to go back into his childhood and just get that because he missed that. If you're on tour every day learning music, you don't get time to go outside and play basketball, run around, play the games you used to play. He didn't get that enjoyment. So when he got a chance to get that enjoyment, he took, full charge and got the amusement park built at his home and all that type of stuff.
Yes, Neverland.
Neverland.
He wanted to protect those children.
He wanted to have fun with his children.
Yeah.
And when people started coming at him, he just started getting his own children. He said, you know what? I'm not going to take this. I don't have my own children. And
he was an easy target.
Yeah.
It's easy to target the guy that's the grown man that's around the children.
Yeah, I mean, he was sitting on so much money.
That's a lawsuit waiting to happen,
Yeah.
But Michael Jackson protected those children.
Yeah. It was sad that all the allegations that were charged to him, but Mike had a nice soul. I really do think he had a nice soul. and that he wouldn't harm. He would help first before he harm. Now these other predator guys, they already, you know, like we seen them with younger women. It's nothing that you can, you know, take from that.
Oh, it's coming out.
You know,
once this lawsuit hits, once this court case hits, I mean.
Yeah.
Once they take this to trial, there are going to be so many things discovered. There are going to be so many things exposed.
Yeah.
It's all coming out.
And this is so damaging to the families, careers, businesses, everything. It's just, you know, it just don't go up from here. You know, this is going to go down. However you look at it, it's going to go down. It's going down. All right, guys. We had a ball talking about this. This is pretty good. Nice podcast. Let's see. Let's read some comments. Still got 51 in the building. Anna say those parents wanting a payday. Period.
Absolutely.
I believe that people out here struggling. They see
a
way to get in.
Diddy list.
You know what I'm saying?
Gracious.
It's crazy.
Full of A-list celebrities.
Asia say, I just saw your Will Smith video. Thank you for watching, Asia. We appreciate that. We thank you. If that video brought you here, it's a good video. You're a part of the squad now. Thank you.
Yes, that scene. Oh my goodness.
That Will Smith scene with the father?
With his dad,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Welcome,
touching.
Asia.
Those tapes are going
okay.
to
Don't blame the
found and
victim. They are
released.
very powerful people. And no,
Going to be
use
found.
violence
Yeah.
against people. And I'm pretty sure, I'm sure they promised her to make her a star if she comes to party. Absolutely. That's why I was saying in the beginning,
yeah.
I said she was probably someone who was signed
Like in the
for,
entertainment
yes,
business, or yeah.
Yes.
But you still should know where your child is. That means that was an after party. That means that the VMAs is probably over at 11:30. After party starts at 1.
But you still have to prove in a court because we all have rights. It's America and we all have rights.
Guilt with
and
association.
if we say someone did something to us, we have to prove that this happened. Welcome, Maria.
Wow, guys. Got a lot of comments. Let's see. Appreciate that, Corey, but dang,
Maria
26
said, I love
months,
Michael
man.
Jackson and I believe
Appreciate
he
that,
was
Corey.
a good person. I pray for his soul. Welcome, Corey. We appreciate the love. Corey has been a member for 26 months. You are awesome, Corey.
Appreciate that.
We hope you have an amazing day and enjoy your lunch break.
Look up Allie Carter.
Welcome,
Okay,
Xavier
who is Allie
B.
Carter? Allie Carter? Who is she?
Wow. No one's talking about Jay-Z's going to get Diddy freed. Okay, so you think so? You think Jay-Z is going to get Diddy freed?
Okay,
We'll have
we
to
gotta
wait
check
and
this
see.
girl out. Allie Carter's. Who is she? Wow, let me see. Hold on. Let me check her out.
Yes, Maria. These things are horrific.
Allie Carter. Okay, a lot of people
Yes,
talking
T.
about this
Smith.
girl.
I agree. He's used to buying his way out of things, but it ain't working right now, T. Smith, because he got denied 3 times. Got denied bail 3 times. He has a no bail. You have to sit this one out, Diddy. Ellie is spilling it all.
Okay, let's see what Allie is talking about. We're going to go into this video real fast, guys. We're going to try to get a little bit of what she's saying.
Welcome, Diana Pope.
Here we go. Let's see what she's saying.
All right, y'all. Let's see.
Because I'm not saying this is what happened. If there's a round of kids, it's the trafficker. P. Diddy gets a round of kids. Let's say that round of kids had Justin Bieber in it. There's contracts, okay? There's contracts for codes within that person. So they can take a remote and turn that person off. Britney Spears, when they want to. Lindsay Lohan, when they want to. Amanda Bynes, when they want to.
What?
Okay? So let's say there's a contract for Justin Bieber. When P. Diddy has a hold of Justin Bieber, he now owns half of those codes. If Usher had the same contract and trafficked Bieber out to P. Diddy, okay, Usher and P. Diddy now have parts of Justin Bieber's contract. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
So if one goes down, the other side of the code has to go down. If there's a property linked to that person, Kevin Hart, because they had something to do with the trafficking of Bieber, then their property will go down because there's a code to that property. There's a code to everything. Your social security number is like a code. Okay? But depending on the level of MK Ultra, people have auctions for the codes on that person. So they can use a remote to them like a TV and shut them down, turn it up, use somebody else, change it whenever they feel like it. Bookmark it. Trust me.
This is some demonic
How
stuff.
does she know this stuff? Who is she?
I know it's probably not gonna make sense right now, but bookmark it.
Wow.
MK Ultra is used, but to get MK Ultra to take hold the way it needs to be, it has to involve satanic ritual abuse.
Wow.
Extreme trauma, humiliation, just evil on a level you can't imagine. I don't care what you all think about Trump. I'm not sure what I think about Trump, but he is telling you the truth on a lot of things. You guys just don't understand what he's saying. When he's saying they're eating the cats and dogs, he's preparing your hearts and your minds for the fact that satanic ritual abuse is about to come into the light in a big way. Voodoo is about to come into the light in a big way. Cannibalism is about to come into the light in a big way. All of those things link to MK Ultra, and it all links to trafficking. Once you have MK Ultra in place, and once you've used satanic ritual abuse to link into the MK Ultra and to program somebody, program the children, so you can use them as sex slaves or Delta assassins or whatever it is you want them to do, then the trafficking and all those things come into play. But you have to have the base and the foundation first.
I've been a party favor at a few parties. And I'm a bit.
She's a victim.
After a certain point of being traumatized, after a certain point of realizing that nobody loved me for me and just for what I could do, or whatever the fact that it was, what people thought about me when I was a little kid, I was naive like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So after a certain point, I didn't give a damn who did what. I just wanted to be seen. And I know that a lot of people can say, yeah, there's times where a point in your life where you're just like, I just want somebody to give a damn. I just want somebody to see me. And I just want somebody to love me. Okay? So I was there a lot because I've been abused a lot. And after a certain point, I went really numb. Didn't care. A lot of people that were with me called me a traitor because they felt like I just left.
Wow.
I'd be mad at me too. Because I stopped giving a shit about anything. I didn't care. It all just.
Wow.
Okay. This is a little
Ellie
bit of
Carter.
her. Ellie
Wow,
Carter.
that
We
was
gotta
my
do a
first
reaction
time
on her.
even hearing about Ellie Carter. it seems like she has a lot of information, and she was abused. She said she was a party favor at the parties.
She got information. She knows the ins and outs of this sex trafficking.
And what is MK Ultra?
I gotta look that up. That gotta be some type of devil something. Something.
Wow, so they're basically programming people who have been through trauma.
Yes. And they also said that Trump was trying to,
expose everything.
Expose it.
The evils that are, taking place.
The voodoo and all this stuff.
Today's society.
This stuff is scary, man. Like what's going on here?
Absolutely.
It's praying time. It is praying time all over the world.
Absolutely.
God is coming for his children. That's how I'm looking at it, because what is going on? The devil is taking over everything. The wars, people hungry, people being murdered.
The devil is walking the earth.
It's stuff that's going on.
We're living Revelation.
This is way too much.
Revelations in the Bible is happening now.
And it's no love. It's no love.
Yeah.
There's no love. We lacking love.
Absolutely.
How in the hell we are not protecting our children? How
are parents selling their children?
How can you
to sex traffickers
create sex trafficking the children? Our future? You guys are going to roll the dice on our future?
And the people who we have supported throughout the years, listening to their music. We've supported these celebrities.
It's like we helped grow it.
Going to see their movies.
Right.
We have had a part. We've all played a part in this.
Even if you watch one video of these predators on YouTube or anything, you just, help what they're doing.
Yes, and that's why we are bringing it to the light. We're doing the right thing.
We want to use our platform to,
we're not saying who did what. We don't know.
We definitely don't know.
It's going to be found out, but we want to follow.
We definitely want to cover the news, because
this case. Absolutely.
I want to know. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's going on. I want to know who's going to jail. I want to know who was right, who was wrong. I want to know it all. And we're going to follow everything, because, this stuff is really getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Now it's boiling down to our children. Taking them and programming them and making them do things against their will.
Absolutely.
Children are coming up missing, never seen again, being held captive in cages and stuff.
You can see the trauma on this young lady's face.
Yes, absolutely.
She has probably been to some of these parties and knows, the ins and outs.
Yes.
Saying that they have holds on people.
I was just saying that, Usher and Justin Bieber, I can tell.
This person can sell this person to this person, and trafficking. And Kevin Hart name was mentioned. They got stuff tied in with, the businesses and the stuff like that. It's terrible, man. The higher ups. Sick.
And, they say the devil was the leader of the music.
Yeah.
And it's it just comes through the music.
Lucifer was the most beautiful angel.
Right. And he got kicked out because he was jealous.
So what looks good isn't always good,
It's not, but wow. And it's like they just lining them up, preparing them. All these artists, these little young artists is coming up, getting a whole bunch of money. They just preparing them.
And they like them young and fresh.
Oh, yeah.
They like them.
Oh, yeah. They got to get the message out. They have to get the message out to the young people that's listening, that's soaking it all in.
Absolutely.
And, mess their minds up.
Yeah.
The songs are so vulgar now. They say anything on a song.
But the way to cast spells is with your mouth. Your words can cast spells. So the music that, they have out, these industries are promoting, is like spells, making people harm people, making people be over sexualized, and it's just a lot. It's demonic.
It's just way too much.
It's demonic.
And we actually did a reaction to supposedly the devil or whatever. And he was saying things like, I come through the music, I got dope beats, I can get all the young children attention, and I can turn them against each other. I can do this, I can do that. It's just ways that he can control people, because that's what he do. He uses your body and your mind or whatever to control you to do certain things.
Absolutely.
And that's why we got to stay prayed up.
All right.
We got to stay prayed up.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jake Snacks 11, for gifting a Sean and Mel membership. And thank you for joining the squad. Welcome, Jake.
Appreciate that.
We appreciate
That's nothing
the
but love right there.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, keep your children close. Amen to that, Janice.
I'm telling you, it is praying time. It is praying time.
Absolutely, Diane.
This music, man.
I'm sorry, Dina.
This music, I'm telling you.
Dina, absolutely.
This music.
The
people listen to this music.
Are just, you have to cover your eyes to watch them.
The commercials.
Even as an adult. Like, I don't want to see that.
And on BT, they letting it fly. Tyler Perry's another one. He's letting it fly. What they're pushing out, their agenda, whatever they're trying to get people to do, or whatever the case may be, it is terrible. It is nothing but the devil. And I just don't agree with a lot of things that's going on. And it's like, wow, you turn the TV on, trash.
Absolutely. Disgust.
Television.
Disgrace.
Telling lies to our vision. I will always remember that.
Yes.
It's sad, but it's true. It's sad, but it's true, and it seems like it's going to get worse.
Celebrities as role models, like they're the standard human. This is who you should be like. That is what's being highlighted. Is on the big screen. This is what life is about. You should want to be like this person and that person. Idols and no.
I don't understand.
Follow Jesus.
Yep, the only one that you can count on.
Absolutely.
I can tell you that. And he will not let you down.
Absolutely.
He will not let you down.
No,
but it just seemed like the devil is just, he's 24/7.
Yes.
And he works hard. And he's on overtime. He'll take any and everybody. Come work for me. No, man. We definitely gotta protect our children.
Welcome, Nancy Daniels.
We gotta protect our families and our communities, and just the love. We gotta spread more love into the world.
Absolutely.
As people, we gotta find the love, and we gotta spread it, and we definitely gotta stay prayed up.
These are the times right here, what we're living, where the only thing that's going to protect you is your prayer.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
Amen. You got to get on them knees. I don't care if they bad. Get on them.
Because they on some old crazy type stuff.
Man, what?
Programming people.
It's scary. It's like
this is beyond,
it's just
being
too much.
afraid to get jacked. And, this is beyond. This is some spiritual, demonic stuff that's going on.
And money is the bait. Money a bait that baits you in. They sign you right now $300,000. Just put out bad messages all over the world.
Yes.
And get these young ladies and young men to follow what you're doing.
Yes.
Bad message.
And they're just selling so much sex and perversion.
Sexy Red and all these people coming out.
Selling perversion.
They say anything on the radio. They say it.
Yes.
It's like I can't even repeat what they say. It's that bad. But I don't want my children to hear that. It's like back in the day, you could never say stuff like that on the radio, on TV. Like, you might just see a kiss on TV, but now it's like they go in. They might put up 2 men. You know what I'm saying? Going at it. Like, what is this world coming to?
I've seen a lot of those commercials.
Yeah, men kissing and stuff like that. And like, oh my God, like, come on, guys. Not 2 young boys watching TV. They see that. I don't want them to see that.
Nope.
Who was pushing this?
I don't want them to see sexual behavior at all.
Period.
I don't care who it is, you know?
All right, let's take a few more comments, guys, and we're going to get up out of here. Okay, she said, Allie says the big names. Well, we got a few of them. I know she mentioned Kevin Hart, Justin Bieber, and also Usher. Now, for sure, I know Justin Bieber and, Usher, they was definitely taken advantage of. It's terrible.
Diddy had both of them, Justin and Usher. But after Diddy took advantage of Usher, why in the heck would Usher bring Justin Bieber to Diddy? Goodness gracious. So that means that
come on,
Usher...
man. Join the party. If you do this, you can get on. Some people are willing to do it.
That means that Usher should be held accountable as well.
Well, Usher was young.
Not when he took Justin Bieber to Diddy. He was fully grown.
Well, Usher is not responsible with this. That's like up to the parents, right? Because the first time something happened to you, you should come see your parents and let your parents know, and your parents should take action.
And that's why these parents should be,
held accountable.
And held to a higher standard than what they're being. These parents aren't victims.
Ian Killian says, now he's got 100 problems right. I remember that song. I got 99 problems. You got 100 now, boy. I tell you.
Goodness.
You got more than 100. You got your hands full now.
Absolutely.
That's where the contract comes in effect. Right. I said that before we even watched that video.
Yeah.
I said it's some type of contract that they sign, and then that's it.
Yep.
Once you sign a contract, that is it. It's a wrap. We got you.
Yeah.
We control you for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
And if you don't do what we say, it's going to be consequences.
The devil.
The devil. Wow, guys. Wow. I want to know who else is involved. I think Will Smith is involved. I think his name is going to come up. I think a lot of other names is going to be popping up. Women. I think their names are going to come up as well. A lot of rappers' names are going to be popping up. And they're going to have to show their face in court. They're going to have to explain.
Absolutely.
People want to know, what was you doing there? Why did you do that? We got footage. We got evidence. We got tapes. And Diddy had secret recording parties and stuff. Secretly. So they got all of these tapes with all of these people on there. So many people are going to be exposed. People cannot sleep at night.
Some of them are like, hey, I'll pay the settlement.
Yeah, just leave me alone.
$10 million, just take me out of this.
Now, Ellen is another one. She got up out of here.
I think she left the country.
She said, hell with this.
She's never coming back.
Ellen was definitely at them parties. Her and Diddy was close. She got out of there. She's gone. You might not ever see Ellen again in the United States.
Where did she go? England? Where's she going?
Went
I don't know
somewhere.
if she's gone yet. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I don't want to say she's gone, but I know that she got on the plane and she went somewhere.
I saw that
she went somewhere.
Ellen said, she doesn't want to be a part of the United States anymore.
You want them tapes, you're going to have to show up. They're going to subpoena you to come to court, summons you, whatever. If your name come up, you're going to have to show up in court. Just that simple. If you was at the parties, now you are involved.
Yep.
There's no getting around it. Come on, speak your piece, clear your name.
Absolutely.
Why not clear your name anyway?
Absolutely.
Because you are definitely on a big platform. Clear your name.
Yep.
If they say Sean and Mel was at the party, you know what? We're going to be in court. We're going to be in court. We're going to clear our name.
Oh, Janice F. said Ellen is over there in Britain.
In Britain?
Yeah, she's in the UK. Yeah. She said, forget the United States.
Man, she got enough money. She said, the hell with it. I'm fleeing. I don't want nothing to do with it. Don't call me. Don't send me no emails, no text, no nothing. I want to wash my hands with this. Certain people cannot sleep at night. They're going to turn to meds and stuff and drugs and heavy drinking and to try to cope to get through these things because it's too heavy on a person.
But they found drugs at Diddy's house, so they're already on. In order to do these types of things,
heavy
you
artillery.
have to be under some type of influence.
Exactly.
Of some heavy drug.
Yeah.
Some CDS. And goodness gracious.
Wow, guys. Well, that does it for us today. We're about to sign off, guys, but we appreciate you guys being here. But we will continue this.
Thank you, Dina.
We will definitely continue this.
Well, we're waiting now to hear from, to see if we were approved or not.
Yeah. It's sad. Our politicians should be investigated.
Look at Matt and how they are protecting him.
Matt, I don't know who's Matt. I think he's maybe a governor or something. I don't know who he is. But we're going to figure out. Guys, thank you for showing up at the live stream.
I'm pretty sure there are politicians a part of this investigation with Diddy.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them would probably be on the list.
Yeah.
Because they were,
they were there at the parties. They're the higher ups.
Connected, yes.
They like drinking and partying and all this stuff that's going on.
Thank you so much, Dina.
Yes, absolutely. Like it's going down. It's going down, and I'm going to be here.
Matt was
front row seat. He was a governor. I thought that. Yeah, the governor. Yep, it's going down, guys, and we want to be a part of it. We're going to follow the stories.
Most definitely.
Every day is getting deeper.
Follow this. We want to put shine some light on this stuff.
Absolutely.
Shine some light on it.
We're going to use our platform to do the right thing,
we've all
guys.
supported these celebrities.
Yes.
Not knowing who they really were and what they were doing and what they were a part of.
Yep.
And
now,
I am really disgusted.
I feel like I want a refund. I listened to Jay-Z
I feel
for
like
years.
we should get some type of compensation.
Yes. I want my money back.
For every movie.
I want my money back.
Every movie ticket we paid for, every time we,
yes.
bought a CD or,
yes.
or.
Yes. I went to the Rockefeller tour.
A concert ticket. Give us our money back. You lied.
We went to R. Kelly show. Oh,
yes.
Man, give us our money back,
them
man.
All.
Yeah, man, we need our
money back. You lied to the public. You had this facade, and you were killing. You were hurting people.
Yes.
You were hurting people.
Preying on our young
trafficking,
females,
abusing, drugging,
controlling them,
beating,
abusing, traumatizing. So many people that did not deserve this.
Absolutely. And poor Aaliyah.
Let's
not even get started on Aaliyah.
To rest in peace, Aaliyah.
That girl was done
wrong. Beautiful soul, beautiful voice, beautiful person, and her life was cut short. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, man. This is going to get deeper, guys. It's going to get deeper and deeper. All I can say is we're going to follow it every day and, you know, break it down. We're going to break down everything. And this girl, Allie Carter, we need to follow her.
Kim says, prepare yourself for what Allie says. It's really bad, okay? All right. Thank you, Kim.
How do you guys feel about Bill Cosby? Bill did his time and came on out. I mean, Bill was in the clear.
I don't know how to feel about Bill Cosby. I feel really disappointed because I grew up watching the Cosby Show.
Watch the Cosbys.
And to see someone who was like a father figure to the world, to see allegations and all these women
Bill
come out and say that he drugged and raped them.
Right in the jello.
It's like I haven't felt the same.
Yeah, like once you get that charge against you, it's like you are on that list. Like you gotta, you know, check in. Like, yeah, you one of them.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
Everybody look at you different after that.
Yeah, that's true.
You would never be looked at the same. You will always have that following your name. And like if you say R. Kelly, Bill Cosby.
Kylo says, y'all do know Jay-Z got a song called Lucifer, right? Wow.
O.J. Simpson.
I'm going to check that out. Thank you, Kylo, and welcome.
She said, how can you feel the same? You can't. About who?
Right. You will never feel the same. You'll feel disappointed.
Yeah. Okay, I get
You'll
it.
feel hurt and you'll feel bamboozled.
Yeah, like you was betrayed. Like
you were
like you lied to me.
Absolutely.
You said that you were something else. You were portraying that you was, you know.
And that's
it's
why we're really transparent on this, you know, platform. Even if it makes us look bad, we just try to keep it real and tell our truth.
I mean, you might as well keep it real.
Yeah,
can't hide it from God.
We're not perfect.
No one is perfect.
We're not trying to con anyone or.
Yeah, I mean, this is real life. You can't make this stuff up. And when people do things and put themselves in certain situations, you have to deal with it, no matter what. You know, you got to deal with it.
Absolutely.
That's the way we was raised. That's the way you was told as a child. Once you do things, you got to be held accountable.
Absolutely.
You can't lie and slither your way through all the way to the top and don't think that, you know, your day is going to come.
Oh, yeah. We all know that.
They got to come.
We all know that he was most definitely guilty.
Yeah. And, you know, life goes on.
Who else would have wanted to see Nicole murdered? Like,
okay, O.J. Simpson. I don't know how the hell he beat that. I don't know.
Money and power.
I was like, damn, O.J., you done.
Money and power.
But I guess it came down to a glove. If it don't fit, you must have quit. I didn't understand that. Like, this guy was abusive for years.
Oh, thank you so much, Jack. We appreciate the love.
I
Jack
just don't get it.
Gifted another S&M membership.
Whoa, Nelly.
We appreciate you, Jack.
Appreciate the donations, guys. We thank you, guys. That's what's up. That's what's up. Sammy is now a member. That's what's up. We thank you, guys. We thank you, guys. We thank you, guys. Any more stories that you guys think that we should follow? Because it's some hot topics that's like really trending right now, and we definitely want to be aware. We want to be on point and follow everything because we are building something here on this platform where we can just, you know, talk and discuss certain things that's going around the world dealing with music. You know, if it's dealing with music, we want to talk about it. And we also have another channel, which is Sean and Mel Reloaded. We're going to be doing some reactions on there as well. And you guys, you know, just stay tuned. The phone died.
All right.
Charge it up. But we signing off, guys. We thank you all for joining us this morning. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Appreciate
you for
the love.
spending your morning with us.
Let's continue to pray. Let's continue to, spread love all over the world. And just try to stay focused. We got to try to stay focused. Because this news can just, have you just all caught up. And you just lose sight of what's going on. Because this is heavy right now. So heavy. But, yep, we're going to stay focused, guys. We thank you all for joining us. We love you all. We signing off.
All right, guys.
All right.
Have an amazing day on purpose.
Do it on purpose. We love y'all. Peace.
Peace.